Hey everyone, it's Audrie, and I hope you're doing well, staying safe and healthy. I don't know about you, but I haven't been feeling as motivated as I usually feel at the beginning of the year. So I thought I would share how I kind of get back into the swing of things and set myself up for a more productive mindset when I'm just really not feeling it. First thing I like to do is to make the bed, and I know this is a really common, typical piece of advice, but for me, just getting up out of bed and starting the day with completing a task, no matter how simple it is, helps me by kind of setting the precedent for how the rest of my day is going to go. Almost as if I'm gaining momentum for everything else that I have to get done. Also, once the bed is made, I'm not as tempted to get back into it. Next, I like to get ready as if I'm going out. This is really just personal preference, and it might not make sense to some people, but because I work from home, if I stay in my pajamas with my hair not brushed, like I just rolled out of bed, all I want to do is be lazy. So by getting ready, brushing my teeth, doing my complete skincare routine, even putting a little makeup on and doing my hair, I'm pretty much hyping myself up to get stuff done. My thought process for this is that, I'm putting time and energy into making myself feel good and look presentable, so I don't want to waste those efforts. Once I'm dressed, I usually head to the kitchen to make myself a coffee or a matcha latte. I need a little caffeine in my life before I start my day, and having pretty latte art kind of makes me feel like I'm in a cafe rather than just at home. As I drink my caffeinated beverage, this is usually when I start to plan what I'm doing for the day. I do have a general idea of what I want to accomplish at the beginning of the week, but I find that when I plan each and every day out beforehand, or even the night before, I just end up worrying about it. I end up wanting to cross everything off my to-do list, and I can't sleep at night. Planning early morning day of works the best for me, and I can also gauge my mental state and adjust if anything unexpected comes up. Something that I've learned that really helps me with accomplishing things as well is not to multitask if I can afford not to. I realized that that's not really how life works all the time, but since my work is freelance, if I have a video I want to film or a big client project with a pressing deadline, and I can put off smaller projects, I will just focus on that one thing until it's done. Having too much on my plate stresses me out like no other. So doing it this way, I'm able to put all my attention into what needs priority. Moving on, something that has really changed my productivity routine is to accept that life is full of distractions and nothing will ever be perfect. I can't tell you how many times I put something off waiting for just the right moment or just the right time, only to realize that days, months, years have passed and I've taken no action. That type of perfection doesn't exist, and if I'm really honest with myself, I'm just using that as an excuse to do nothing. Next, sometimes switching it up and learning something new or different has helped me, and that's where today's sponsor comes in, which is Skillshare. I've talked about Skillshare several times before. It's an online learning community with so many different classes you can take from other creatives in different industries on whatever sparks your interest or inspires you. I came up with the idea for this video after watching this class called Project Management in Real Life by Nikki Henderson. It was so quick but concise and I ended up taking a lot from it once I finished. Definitely something to watch if you need tips on improving your workflow or effectively meeting your goals. And if that type of class isn't your thing, there's animation, illustration, creative writing, and music. I truly believe having a creative outlet, whether or not it's related to any task, leads to better productivity because of the feeling of inspiration that comes from it. I'll have a link in the description for a free trial of the Skillshare Premium membership, and after the trial ends, it's only $10 a month. So let me know if you try it out. Another thing that I want to mention, and this isn't so much for work as it is for goal setting in general, is to act with purpose. Some of the time I've planned or started to work on something that I'm just not proud of, or I don't like the direction it's going, so I'll abandon it if it's just not worth it to me. Kind of the opposite of finish what you started, but I've learned to let go of what serves no purpose in the grander scheme of things. This next one is very near and dear to my heart, and it's taking a break from my phone. My screen time is insanely high, not just for work, but with social media, checking the news, mobile games. I also have a bunch of trashy novels on there. It just helps to take a break and remove myself from this device that is essentially a time waster if used improperly. Another tip is to clean and organize my physical space. If I can see a big mess in my home, I'm a mess. Whether it's a messy closet that needs help, dishes that need to be done, or cat fluffs on the floor. I'm much more focused if the area around me isn't out of control. For example, my Christmas tree. I had to get that out of the apartment the day after Christmas. I started celebrating the holidays earlier than I normally would, so by the time Christmas was over, I needed a fresh start to clear my space and my head. And the last tip, which I think needs to be utilized sometimes, is to do nothing and try again tomorrow. The idea that we always have to be productive doesn't sit right with me. If I were to never take a break or take any time off, that would make me resentful of any type of work at all, and I'm sure it's really unhealthy. Though I realize that's a privilege depending on the person. Health is wealth, and that includes your well-being. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!